Before we talked about the hardware as the body of the device, the software as the soul, but one important element of the device is still missing. It's heart. And this brings us to the next presentation of the day by Weinzierl Engineering. Artur, could you please explain to us what the heart of a device is and what Weinzierl actually has to do with it?
Hello, Christian. Thank you for the introduction. I introduced myself at first. My name is Artur Bäcker. I am responsible for marketing and sales at the company Weinzierl. And Weinzierl is, let me say, a system house for the KNX development. And KNX stack is not only for the KNX bus, but with the same code basis, we support KNX RF and KNX IP. This is also true for the ETS, our common tool for commissioning KNX installation. Indeed, KNX is the only system worldwide which supports several communication media and handed in one single tool. And now I will begin with my presentation. And let me start. At first, I introduce our company. Weinzierl was founded in the year 2001 and is located at Burgkirchen an der Alz. This is round about 110 kilometers southeast from Munich. And last year, we had our anniversary of success. 20 years success in development of hardware and software for building automation and mainly KNX. KNX, as you know, is a non-central bus system, and the most commissioner know mainly the media twisted pair. And commissioning with the ETS is well tried for years. But beside of twisted pair, there are two other media which we should have an eye on. The IP and RF. IP is the internet protocol, which is mainly used with an Ethernet cable, and RF is radio frequency. At first, I will start with the media IP. IP is one of the media, and it serves complete KNX interworking. So we do not need other KNX media, but mixed installation is also possible. So we do not have to use this other media, but we can. And in IP, the telegram is embedded in the IP and UDP header. So there are two important usages, as I would say, for the IP. The first is the usage of the interface. So we can access our KNX network from our home network, I would say, because in all new buildings there is internet, or in it there are everywhere the plug-ins for the Ethernet cable, and so we can access our KNX network about our home network. We can also, if we have the technical knowledge, access it via the internet, but I would say better not in the case of illegal access and this way. Alternative as a USB interface. This is the so-called KNX Net IP tunneling. The second usage is as a fast backbone, and so we can route the lines and the telegrams with the coupler or with the router, for example, the 752 Secure. In the case the twisted pair and IP, or let me say RF, are for the usage the same. KNX IP only devices can also be integrated in this network. Like I've said it 1 minute ago, we had an KNX IP interface. So with this interface, we get the access to our KNX network. And to go a step further, we have this looks like the same because the width is equal. Our KNX IP router 751 or 752. The 752 is the secure version. So we can, with this router, block the telegrams or forward them. Here is an example for a KNX topology. The most important point is the powerful backbone in the IP. And here we have an example with where our multi-IO 580 is on it. It is an IP-only device, so we can connect IP-only devices to the backbone. A view in the ETS, we have the groups of the twisted pair groups and also the IP group objects. To say it again, our multi-IO 580, it's a KNX IP only device with 48 digital channels, a binary input, binary output, and blinds output. The power is supplied extern, and with this you can put your or you can visualize your diagnostic or the manual operations via the buttons. You can look at the display. To come to our next media, this is RF. Radio frequency is the same with IP. It serves completely KNX interworking, so no other media is necessary, but a mixed installation is also possible. Examples on the market, sensors, actuators, remote control, or something in this way. I recommend an RF installation in a renovation market where it's difficult to come to some areas or some places, so you need to be in one flat, but it's difficult to come there to the installation. What's important in these devices, they are battery driven, so they save power when they sleep, and they sleep all the time. But if you push the rocker awake and sends the telegram and goes again to the sleep mode to save power or save energy. Here the example with our push button. I have both in my hand. The RF push button 440. It fits in a standard 55 millimeters frame, and you can use it as a single or like I have it in my hand, and as a double switch with a very comfortable and very light pressure point. The power is with the standard battery. We have also a twisted pair version. They looks equal. Our KNX RF twisted pair coupler 673. It has a compact flush mounted housing. Let me show it here to you. And you have to put it on to KNX to get the KNX access. It supports KNX data security. And I want here show you the main point or the main difference for the ETS. This is the domain address. So every RF device has its own domain address. Do not interfere others. Like here was the line I have shown at the moment. From domain A to domain B to domain C, they do not interfere each other. what's important for the ETS? In the ETS, there are also lines for RF, the domain address, which I've circled in the presentation. It can be connected via an USB RF interface or a RF twisted pair coupler. And the group objects, the group addresses, the parameters or the download behavior is the same as with twisted pair. To show here an overview where we can put all three medias together. So we have on the topper side the IP backbone. And on the backbone, we have one main line, the IP main line, and the second main line is the twisted pair plus a RF line. On the mainline 1, there is our multi-IO 580 and our router 752, which handles the 420. This is our twisted pair, like you see here, push button. On the other line, the line master splits in a twisted pair and a radio frequency line. On the RF position, the coupler handles the push button 440, the RF version. Here we have again this view in a ETS view. In the white color, we have the main line. The blue color is our IP line. The green line is the twisted pair line, and in red is radio frequency. Nowadays, KNX security is very important, and it can be split in two areas: KNX data security and KNX IP security. And both are based on the IAS. This is the advanced encryption standard, and it's integrated in the microcontroller to ensure a fast encryption and decryption. Here is a view of two secure lines. There are twisted pair lines and with an IP bone. So both communicate, I would say, secure together, secure in the line and secure together. So KNX security has two important points. The first point is the routing. The second point is the tunneling. In the routing point, it's very important to protect data within the IP network. And in the tunneling is the point to protect the illegal access to the KNX network. So what is to say to come to an end? Security, KNX security is fully integrated in the ETS. You can use, take this device, your camera, to scan the QR code. This is the key. And when you use it in your ETS project, it gets a new key. And it's important to save your ETS project and do not lose it. Because if you have to make a master reset, you will lose all your configuration. And this is not very nice, I would say. Now, I can say you, if you have more information, you can visit our homepage, www.weinzierl.de. Write us an email at info@weinzierl.de. Me or my colleagues will answer you as soon as possible. And thank you for your attention. And KNX is more than twisted pair.
All right, thank you very much, Artur. That was a very insightful presentation, also from the various points of view on KNX, including the ETS and the various communication media. However, before you go, also like as with everybody else, I have some questions for you prepared.
Ooh.
Right. Oh yeah. Okay, good.
Let's try it.
Let's start maybe with an easy question. So you introduced Weinzierl also like as an provider for OEM solutions. Could you maybe like point out maybe the obvious to some, but maybe like for some people that would like to understand, like why does it make sense to use an OEM product over starting to develop a device from scratch? What is your take on that?
Yes, I would say, at first, KNX is a very complex technology. So there's much know-how what you have to get, or and much of power what you need. So using a solution of Weinzierl, you can reduce your time to market, because you do not have the time in front of the development, and we make it all through. We have a proven quality, and we have scalable solutions, to say, you can start with a simple KNX BIOS module or go to a software stack. So we can scale it for you, and we know how to do it in the best way, because we have the practice, and it's all certified by KNX. It's very important, and the most important point in my view, we have our own KNX test lab in the house. So all what you have to do is contact us.
All right, good. That is actually very also insightful, just to understand that you can get like the full solutions from Weinzierl. Maybe in regards of the development of KNX as a technology, you've been like with us from quite the beginning, and you also have a very strong impact on where the technology is going to. Could you maybe give us like a clearer understanding in the development as such as the difference between the first chip and the top-notch chips, which are the latest by Weinzierl? Do you see there any kind of difference?
um, I would really say, we don't, we do not really develop chips. We offer our KNX Power solution, which is a pre-programmed micro, and is integrating in a full-fledged and certified KNX stack. But it's, I would say, a very good compromise as using the module and a full integration on a software basis. Yes, and I would say the most difference, or the future point for it is the KNX Security.
Okay, good. Perfect. Thank you very much for this insightful view on the KNX technology and the services of Weinzierl. We shall see you as well as the other manufacturers at the KNX booth during ISE from May 10th to May 13th. Until then, I would say thank you very much for your contribution to the ISE preview event, and see you very soon. Good luck with all the projects in Barcelona. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you. See you soon. Bye.